Developing across Florida tonight, federal investigators are looking into what caused a small plane to crash off the Gulf Coast. This as multiple agencies continue searching for another victim in the water. A tragedy off the coast of West Florida after two bodies have been recovered in the Gulf of Mexico following a plane crash. Authorities say a rented Piper Cherokee took off from St. Petersburg Saturday night and went down shortly after takeoff near Casperson Beach, which is just west of the Venice Municipal Airport. The FAA contacted Venice police around 10 this morning when the plane never made it back to its originating destination. Since then, search crews with several different agencies, from the Coast Guard to FWC, joined in on the effort. The wreckage of the single-engine plane was found around 2 this afternoon. Sadly, a minor was discovered dead inside the aircraft's cabin. Recreational divers also discovered a body of a woman in the water that appeared to be connected to the plane somehow. And it's believed that a male pilot or passenger was on board during the flight, but he has not been found. Venice police posted an update on their Facebook account, a portion of it reading, "This is a very active search and investigation. Although VPD has information on the persons believed to have been in the aircraft, officials are not releasing that information as of yet, pending proper family notifications and clearance from other involved agencies, including the FAA and the National Transportation Safety Board." Search efforts have ended for today, but will continue as soon as conditions allow for it tomorrow. The NTSB is leading the investigation.
The fugitive arrested for a double murder in Massachusetts is now waiting to face a judge after being captured here in South Florida. 27-year-old Christopher Keeley was arrested Friday night in Miami Beach. Authorities had been searching for him since Tuesday when they say he killed an elderly couple. The victims, both 70 years old, were found stabbed and beaten to death at their home near Boston. Detectives say Keeley knew the couple, but there's no word yet on a motive. He's expected to be extradited back to Massachusetts to face charges. 3 people are dead after a special effects warehouse catches fire in Orlando. One of those victims, 24-year-old Landon Borland, worked at Universal Studios. According to a GoFundMe account set up by his family, he was proudly doing things that he loved, like special effects and makeup and fireworks. And all 8 workers were trapped when that fire broke out, setting off fireworks inside the warehouse. It's unclear what started that fire.
Bob Iger's return as Disney CEO may be quelling the theme park's dispute with the state. Florida lawmakers are now reviewing ways to restore privileges stripped under a law signed earlier this year by Governor Ron DeSantis. It was meant to dissolve the special government district that's granted Disney sweeping benefits for half a century now. The move was triggered by what DeSantis saw as Disney's criticism of the so-called Don't Say Gay law under then CEO Bob Chapek. While DeSantis' office says he will not reverse course, they say they're working on a new plan.
And tonight, former Vice President Mike Pence is setting the record straight about whether or not he'll testify before the January 6th committee.
I was always concerned about the fact that a committee was formed where every member was appointed by the Democrat Speaker of the House. That was inconsistent with the Congress and the structure that I experienced when I was in Congress. But while we didn't prevent any of our senior team from cooperating with the committee, I made it clear that as vice president, I believe it would establish a terrible precedent to call a vice president before the Congress to testify about private deliberations with the president with whom they served. And I made it clear that we would not do that.
Pence also admitted to clashing with then President Trump in the days leading up to, during, and after the insurrection. But in that same interview with Fox News, he also claimed Trump was, quote, genuinely remorseful about what happened.
Meantime, Paul Pelosi made his first public appearance tonight after surviving a hammer attack at his home. There he is wearing a hat and a glove, standing next to his wife, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, at the Kennedy Center honors in Washington. He also got a fist pump from President Joe Biden. Pelosi was ambushed by a man who broke into the couple's San Francisco home back in October. He's still recovering from injuries to his head and hand. And we'll have much more on the star-studded Kennedy Center honors in just minutes.
Plus, a vicious attack caught on camera. A little girl becomes the target of a coyote. A wild video still ahead.
But coming up first, the roommates of the slain college students breaking their silence as the parents of a victim call out discrepancies in the killings.
And vandals hitting electrical substations, leaving thousands without power. You will not believe what authorities think motivated their actions.
Be an authority on weather with the new Local 10 Weather Authority app. Live interactive radar, live streaming forecasts, futurecast, lightning tracker, and more. Activate weather alerts and select weather from unlimited locations. Drop pins of weather-related photos or video. The power to know weather conditions anywhere. And it's completely free. Download or update the Local 10 Weather Authority app now. Search WPLG in the App Store. The Florida Files podcast returns with the UPS hijacking and shootout that shut South Florida. A new 5-part series taking listeners through the traumatic day and hearing from the families still fighting for justice.
They made a lot of mistakes.
Download the Florida Files podcast app now.
Tonight we're learning more about the contracted FedEx driver who police say confessed to kidnapping and killing a 7-year-old girl. Detectives say 31-year-old Tanner Lynn Horner had no prior criminal record and no connection to the victim's family. Horner is now facing capital murder charges for the death of Athena Strand. She was abducted outside her home near Fort Worth earlier this week. The horrific tragedy happening right as deliveries pick up for the holidays.
Children, if they're home, maybe, and people deliver packages, let the driver walk away before you open the door. Make your children aware. You need to educate them to stay away from strangers.
Investigators are still looking into a motive. Athena's mom writing on Facebook saying she's heartbroken and angry that her princess was taken from her by a sick, cruel monster for absolutely no reason.
And the parents of one of the college students murdered in Idaho, well, they're now expressing their frustrations over discrepancies in the investigation. It comes as the roommates who survived the attacks pay tribute to their lost friends. 2 survivors of the horrific murders of 4 Idaho college students are speaking out as the investigation enters its 4th week. One roommate who was sleeping in the same house when those stabbings took place, saying she wishes she could have given all 4 of her friends one last hug, adding they would want us to celebrate their lives. The roommates writing a letter read by a pastor at a memorial service tonight.
I know somewhere Xana and Ethan are together, keeping each other company, watching us and telling us it's okay and that we have each other. Maddie and Kaylee, the inseparable duo. The 2 best friends that were like sisters. Maddie and Kaylee were like second moms to me. They taught me a lot on how to be a responsible adult, but also how to live life happy.
As police hunt for the killer, the parents of victim Kaylee Goncalves voicing their frustration, telling Fox News they fear the case may turn cold.
Every day you just wake up and think today's the day. We're going to hear something.
They say autopsy reports show that Kaylee and her best friend Maddie Mogan had different means of death, which could mean that one was a target.
I need somebody to step up and be an alpha, be somebody to be a leader. Don't make me do it. I paid for that funeral. I paid for that. It's my right. You ain't taking that from me.
Calm down.
The Goncalves family says it's now looking into reaching out to a third party to help them get closure. And that family says it's looking to raise money to hire a private investigator and also offer a reward for information that can lead to an arrest.
Right now, North Carolina declared a state of emergency following a power outage that left about 45,000 residents in the dark during freezing temperatures. Sheriffs found 2 electrical substations damaged by gunfire last night. They believe the gunfire caused the outage. Deputies are looking into whether the damage was done to stop a local drag show. The FBI is now involved in the case.
This individual that done this, it was targeted. It wasn't random.
This is a very challenging time. We understand that it is December. The nights get cold.
As for residents, the state is working on getting power back, but the damage from the gunfire is so extensive that the power could be out until Thursday.
And the Waukesha Christmas Parade returned with heavy security after last year's deadly crash. That parade route for